He's the story of Benjamin, how he won the heart of a girl. Did he travel near and far
to the other side of the world?
For every great story there is love, there is love. But no matter what this world may toss up, there is love. Let's talk about his princess bride. She's gentle like a turtle dove, known now for long distant calls, beginning with, see you my love. For every great story there is love, there is love. But no matter what this world may toss up, there is love. Happy wedding day, Cutter and Bench. G'day, Cutter and Bench. It's Daddy. It's Michael here. It's the first time I've actually had to give a speech from the father of the groom, and probably the last time actually. Anyway, thanks to Mr. Michael Mills, we're actually able to bring this greeting, or I'm able to bring this greeting to you all there in Budapest on this very happy day. We're so happy for you guys. So anyway, I'll try to keep this under 10 hours. Sorry, minutes, yes. Oh, I haven't started the stopwatch. Anyway, I guess, what do I say in a speech now that I've got 9 minutes left? And I guess one of the first things that comes to mind about you is that one day I came home from uni on the bus and I was just really rejoicing with the things of the Lord, and we were expecting you. You were in Mummy's tummy, Mummy's womb, and Mummy said to Sophie, who was about 3, "Go on, you tell Daddy." Okay, tell Daddy what? "I saw my baby brother on the TV." And I'm thinking, what? Mummy said, "Again, Sophie, I saw my baby brother on the TV." I'm thinking, what are you talking about? And Mummy said, "Listen carefully. I saw my baby brother on the TV." And I thought, that was the first time I knew that we were expecting you as Benjamin as opposed to Benjalini. So Sophie has been part of your journey, because the day you were born, she came in to visit you and Mummy, and we said to Soph, "Who's this, Sophie?" And she said, "That's my baby brother Benjamin." So you two have been like this, and I know that you and Cutter are like that as well. Sophie, we used you as actually a bargaining chip, if you didn't know, because Sophie had a few temper tantrums when she was younger. He doesn't have them now, which is very good. But if one Wiggles concert she forfeited because of her temper, but if we gave you to her, she would calm down immediately and go, "Oh, there, Benjamin, it's okay, Benjamin." And so we learnt very quickly. Going on, so what are some of the things I remember? You were quite unwell as a child, and on 3 different occasions you were diagnosed, or supposedly diagnosed, with cystic fibrosis by 3 different doctors, or they thought at least that that's what you had to best explain your health conditions. You were friends with the cafeteria at the Women's and Children's Hospital. Mummy knew it well, Sophie knew it well, Auntie Dee Dee knew it well. Those people who helped you out when you were young and still help you out today knew it well. So we're very thankful that you came back with a diagnosis that wasn't with cystic fibrosis, CF. What else can I say? You didn't develop the art of speaking very fast, but you've sure made up for it. But I guess with all those female cousins roundabouts, you didn't need to speak very often. Another thing that the cousins left a bit of a scar with you was a literal scar, especially a makeup red lipstick scar, because being all girls and you were the only boy here in Adelaide, you would join in and play dress-ups with Esther and Beck and Sophie, and then as the others came along. And we remember a certain young chap dressed up in a Snow White costume coming in and say, "Look, Mummy and Daddy, I'm Snow White," and run off. and then come back in Sophie's bumblebee costume. Look, I mean, Daddy, I'm a bumblebee. And as we turned around, we saw that it didn't quite fit very well, especially, yeah, anyway. You developed a love for music. Now, whether you had a choice on that or not, I don't know. Although probably smashing your violin bow wasn't a good indicator of that love of music, probably more out of frustration. But you definitely have gone your own way, which is brilliant. And I probably played a small role in that, which is pretty good. And Mr. Mills behind the camera as well has helped you along the way. Rather heaps good, I think. Would you say that, Mr. Mills? Thumbs up from Mr. Michael. As a child, you did heaps of filming with Channel 7, The Book Place, and you became known as the one-take wonder. Just do something once, and that was good enough. It actually reminds me of your swimming lessons, which probably weren't as successful, I have to say. The instructor would move your hands and your feet and get you to do this, and that's all you did for the whole lesson, just lay on your back, and the instructor would do your legs and your arms. And so one day, Mummy and Daddy decided to not come to the swimming lessons, but I think Auntie Dee Dee took you, or maybe it was Auntie Elaine. And you got your certificate. How about that? Growing up, you had some really good friends. First day of school, you didn't know to sit in the boys' table or the girls' table. Both were full, so you decided to end up sitting with the girls. And you had some really great friends at primary school. And of course, growing up in assembly with Josh Rowlands, Squashy, and also with Jonathan. And Jonathan became really your best friend after Joshy left. Probably shouldn't have said that. But anyway, he filled a gap. Joshy left to go to Melbourne, and you decided to be Jonathan's best friends, and you've been great friends ever since. Sorry, Jonathan, you're probably listening to this. Anyway, and you probably remember the D&Ms, the deep and meaningfuls you did actually have with Jonathan in his bedroom, discussing life, the universe, and who you were going to marry. Well, obviously that's paid off. So well done to Qatar for choosing you. You received the Holy Spirit at a very young age. And I remember that day because you wanted then to go out on an outreach, and it was a stinking hot day. And I thought, oh, something's changed here. So that was really great. You also, growing up with girl cousins in Adelaide, you were I wouldn't say the centre of attention, but you became the glue that, being the only boy cousin in Adelaide, and then you had 5 girls. Well, then that was just great for them, great for you. Amazingly, one thing I remember was that growing up you got a scholarship to Scotch College, which I never thought I'd ever send my kids to a private school in my life. I didn't think we could afford that, but that happened. So you had a really great education there in the last part of primary school and all your school years, and made some really lifelong friends there as well, which was brilliant. I actually remember actually talking about that you actually had an accident in the lounge room, if you remember rightly, doing a pretty poor handstand into a roll, and you ended up having a C2 injury and possibly C4 or 5 and being paralysed. And we called the ambulance, and they called the intensive care ambulance to look after you, and they gave you all the pain medication through the inhaler, through the orally, and they were saying to Mummy that this type of injury takes at least 24 to 48 hours to see whether it was permanent or not. So the ambos paramedics were preparing Mummy for the worst. But Sophie came in and saw what had happened and started to get very emotional and upset. But within that emotion and that upsetness, she decided to text everyone that she knew in the house meeting and ask them to pray. And you walked home about 1:30 that morning, or the next morning. It was in the evening you had the accident. So I remember that very distinctly, and lots of people got to know about that. So it's really great. We had an X-ray the next day, and that showed no evidence of any damage at all to any of the distance between each of the vertebrae. So that was really fantastic. You've done some other things. You've played lots of performing arts. Tony in West Side Story, Javert in Les Mis, the other policeman in the Pirates of Penzance. In fact, you played Mr. Plod. Was it Mr. Plod, Mr. Mills? Mr. Bench? Mr. Plod. Yes, keeping on the right side of the law, I see, yes. And you probably didn't have a choice to be in Messiah. It's sort of in the family. But then you told everyone else except Daddy that you were going overseas, and I found out because I think Sophie or someone said, oh, Benji said he can't be in it. I said, what? And he hasn't told me that. And you decided to go overseas. So clearly I knew all along it was because of this day had to happen, and if for this day to happen, you had to go overseas. So anyway, there we go. All things work together for good. There are many more things we could say, but I think one choice you didn't have was Disney.
What choice did you have?
But there are many such things that one could say on a day like today, especially as this being recorded 2 weeks in advance and not being able to be there. While that I think might be a very unfortunate, well, it is unfortunate and very sad event that we can't be there, be with you to share with Qatar and yourself and the family and the saints and the extended family there in Budapest, as we had planned. But we're fortunate to be alive. We're fortunate that you can marry your very best friend, your Disney princess, Qatar, and that I believe that you're really great for each other. And what else? That we wish you the most memorable of days and really look forward to the time when we can embrace you more than just being on FaceTime. But all the saints back here are just wishing you all the very best, all your friends, and we welcome Qatar to the family, and I know that Qatar's family welcome you to their family, and we just look forward to seeing them out here, hopefully too, or the next time we see that. So from me, and on behalf of all the Riggs family, which is extended, wish you all the very best for this day, for the rest of your life with Qatar, and that we love you to the moon and back, and God bless, and amen.